This meal is months in the making. We gather our black walnuts in fall, we got our pheasant, here we are in spring, we're gonna bring it all together and make a delicious meal. Oh, this is game on. So this land we're on, there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Purchased, donated, borrowed?
Well, for us to support wild pheasants here within this wild pheasant recovery area, we need to have secure nesting cover for pheasants and habitat for them. Within the traditional farm landscape, we have a lot of crops and hay grasses which kind of serve as a temporary habitat, at least through the summer, but they don't provide good nesting or winter cover for pheasants. So my job is...
Summer house, this isn't a full-time house.
Correct, correct. We work with private landowners who own property in the farm or ag landscape and are willing to voluntarily take some of their land out of production instead of farming that they actually put it into habitat set-aside programs. And there's a number of programs available. The Conservation Reserve Enhancement or CREP program is a program that's available through the Farm Service Agency, and landowners can enroll land in that, create beautiful wildlife habitat like this, and receive annual rental payments to compensate them for doing that.
So they get a tax break or...
Yeah, and the Pennsylvania Game Commission now has developed a program called Deferred Use of Grasslands, and that's being applied to just within these whipper areas where we are actually paying landowners to wait until after the nesting season to mow any grasses that they have, and that protects pheasants, nests, and the broods during
it's
the
a win-win.
primary nesting season. Absolutely. Yep.
You get the cooperation of the hunters, the farmers, the people with land.
Correct.
So everyone comes together.
And without landowners being willing to voluntarily enroll, farmland into wildlife habitat, it would not be possible for us to have wild pheasants on the landscape.
The main objective we're looking for is to flush as many birds as possible and determine what sex they are. That's really the most important thing. If you can't determine what sex it is, don't make it up, don't guess. It's okay to be unknown. We don't want to collect bad data here. And as long as everybody works together, we'll probably have a pretty good shot at figuring out what it is. And then as far as the flushing surveys themselves, what our group leaders are going to try to do, we're going to come up with strategies to push through these fields. What you want to do, we want to stay in a line, okay? We don't want guys rushing ahead or trying to fall behind. We want to try to stay in a fairly uniform line and push through that field. Keep your dogs in the field if you can. We want to keep everything in the field, and we'll have counters outside of the fields or on the end to make sure we're counting birds.
Pheasant Al Monte just simply means Italian to cook with a heavy brick or ceramic tile. Personally, I use a Himalayan salt block, but not everyone has one of these. Here's two more things you can use. Another heavy cast iron skillet, just make sure you wash the bottom, or just get 2 bricks, cover them in tin foil, because all you really want is that weight to push down that pheasant to cook it in your cast iron skillet. This is going to have to sit for 15 minutes. That rock salt's drying out all the moisture from this bird, which is important to make a nice crispy skin when it's cooking. All I'm going to do is wipe it off, draw out that excess moisture, and put it on a frying pan. Make sure you dab both sides. I've been preheating my cast iron skillet on my stovetop here, so it's blazing hot, almost smoking. You want it hot, that way the bird won't stick. Just give a little black pepper. Now I wiped off most of the salt, so I'm gonna add a little more salt. No other spices because it's gonna burn. Salt and pepper is all you need. What you wanna do is you wanna take this pheasant, rest down, shape it a little bit. Now I'm going to take my Himalayan salt block, you can use your brick or a pan, and try to get it where it's mostly on that bird, putting all that pressure down on it. 12 minutes, that baby's going to be crisp. We're going to flip it, try it a little bit, and it'll be perfect. This is a black walnut. Now a lot of people don't want to mess with it because they think they're bitter and they're too hard to get out of the shell. But I'm going to show you how to take care of both those problems. Now the time to harvest black walnuts is when they already fell on the ground. But you're going to need a glove because they will stain your hands. The ink is so intense that I actually boil my traps in them to keep them camouflaged. Now as you're picking up the walnuts, just take your thumb. If you make a little indentation, it's good. Now some black is all right, but if you get one that has a lot of black on it, or if it's open, throw it away. It's no good. It could have mold growing on the inside. Now there's several ways to get this hull off these nuts. You can cut them, twist them, hit them with a hammer, makes a little mess, but I'm going to show you my favorite way of getting these guys off. All right, how'd you like that? Now that's the way to do it. All that's left to get these guys cleaned up. Now all you need to clean these nuts is a bucket, a hose, and something to stir them with. You can just use a stick, which is nice. What that's gonna do is gonna make the nuts roll against each other and knock off all that excess dirt. But what's really nice is a toilet scrub brush. Highly recommend a new one though. And that's gonna help brush it even better. But as you can see, we have some floaters, and floaters are bad. When these nuts come to the top and they float, it means they are no good. So you want to take them off, you want to toss them to the side, because we have plenty in the bottom. Now you're going to have to change the water about 3 or 4 times. As you can see, the water is very dirty. So we'll just dump it out and do that same process all over again. After you dump, fill it up with water and agitate it again. And each time you do it, you'll see that water is getting cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. 4 or 5 times usually does it. All that's left now is to hang the nuts in a mesh bag so air can get through. You want to dry from the shell to the fruit. In about 2 weeks, these guys will be ready to eat. It's been about 2 weeks. Our nuts have been hanging and drying. They dried completely through from the shell to the fruit and they're ready to eat. All we have to do is get to them. What you're gonna do, you hit them with a hammer long ways. It'll open them up. Take snips. Snips will help you get to that meat inside. Now they're delicious right out of the shell, but you wait to see what kind of meals I prepare with these guys. Now let's get to that black walnut pesto sauce I was talking about. We're gonna use the black walnuts that we foraged, and 3 other simple ingredients: garlic, fresh basil, and parsley. What you want to do is you want to take your garlic, put them in a pan and just brown them a little bit, put them aside and let them cool. Also do the same thing to the black walnuts. Just heat them up a little bit, set them aside, let them cool, then we'll add them on. What we want to do is we want to take 2 cups of fresh basil, put them in your grinder, take about a 1/3 cup of parsley, and some olive oil. Just enough to get it to mix. And after that's all pasted up, put the rest of the basil in and the parsley. Now we're going to take that garlic, we're going to take 1/3 cup black walnuts, that was 3 cloves of garlic, a little bit of pepper, and about a tablespoon of lemon juice. That's going to keep it from turning brown. Remember, you can always add more salt, but you can't take salt out, so be careful when you're salting it. Just mix it till it's a nice paste, and your pesto's done. Here is that simple Brussels sprout side dish I'm going to show you. First, take your Brussels sprouts, you cut them in half, you put them in a pan. Add a 1/2 cup of water, put a lid on it. Steam it for 3 to 5 minutes, drain it, then add the pesto sauce with the black walnuts that we made, then presto, you have a great side dish. Garnish it with some Parmesan cheese and it is delicious. I put the pheasant back in the oven and I put it on high broil for about 5 minutes. What that's going to do is going to crisp the outside of that skin, plus make sure it's cooked throughout, about 170 degrees. You bring it out and that pheasant's ready to go.
No, stay right on it flat because it's flat. All right?
So we're out in the field and that bird took, that was the first time you were out hunting pheasant. What'd you think when that bird jumped up and started to look like an ostrich? To me it did. I mean, you were right up on it. What'd you think?
It was exciting. I mean, I've never seen it before, and it was nice.
It was neat seeing that dog point too, wasn't its tail going? And that's the neat part. It's the full environment. You're walking out, the dog's pointing, and we walk up, and it's amazing that beautiful bird can hide right in front of you. We didn't see it till we were right up on it. And then, boy, we sent him off scared though, didn't we? Yeah. So we're out in the field and we're hunting with the mother and one of her pups, right?
Exactly. Yeah, she was 5 years old today. Today's her birthday.
Oh, wow.
So that's a pretty good reward for her, isn't it?
Oh, yes. She really enjoyed it.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Now, she's been hunting how long?
As a pup, I started her at about the same age as a colt, which is 5 months. And between 9 and 10 months, she was pointing and fetching. She was exceptional. She learned real quick. And she learned from her dad. I had her in the field with him. Just like Colt will learn from Jesse. You know, that's how we, you know, I'll teach him the basics of the fetching in the backyard and all that stuff, but out in the field they learn more than they'll ever learn from me.
In this episode, Forge and Feather came together to make a delicious meal. This is Prep the Plate in 30 minutes. This is Game On.